Hello and welcome to section 3.1, our first lesson on transformations. So we are going to be looking at the first rigid motion called a translation. When I say the word rigid motion, what I mean is something that when I move a figure, a geometric figure, it doesn't change. It stays the same, it just gets moved to a new spot or oriented in a different way. Today the one we're looking at is called translations. So a translation is when I take a figure and I vertically or horizontally or a mixture of both move that figure or shift that figure. You can see this little trapezoid figure, A, B, C, D. I shifted it to the right and then down, horizontally and then vertically. So to vertically or horizontally shift a figure is a translation. You can see that over here, some of the letters we use, we have A, B, C, D, right? I said that earlier, but if you look right here, you can see A apostrophe, B apostrophe, C apostrophe, D apostrophe. The way we read that is A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. Prime just means after I transformed it. So I started with A, B, C, D, and then I ended with A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, showing that I transformed that figure. So we represent it symbolically using coordinates. So if I start out with a coordinate x, y, and I transform that coordinate by a translation, well then I'm going to end up with x plus h, y plus k. So what this means is I've translated the x value by some horizontal amount, and I've translated the y value by some amount k, the vertical amount k. So the h represents the horizontal translation. And when we talk about horizontal translations, what we want to remember is if this number is positive, it's going to cause us to move horizontally in the positive direction, which means to the right. If this is a negative number, it's going to cause us to move horizontally in the left direction. So the sign of h does matter. Same thing with k. If k is positive, it's going to move vertically, which means it's going to go up. If k is negative, it's going to move vertically in the negative direction, which is going to be down. So this is the vertical translation. So with that, let's take a look at this first problem. Understanding these formulas is going to be super helpful here because you can see this one asks us to translate triangle CDE using the translation xy changes to x minus 3, y plus 8. So specifically what this is telling me is that on the horizontal, which is left and right, we're moving 3 units. Because it's negative, we know it's going to be left 3 units. And over here, y is doing the vertical. And because it's positive, we know that it's going in a positive direction. Well, vertically is up and down. Positive means up, so we're going to go up 8. So when I go to do this, we can easily look at our points right here, and we're just going to count. Left 3, up 8. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one is going to be C prime. Going to E, we're going to go left 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is going to be my E prime. And last is D. Again, we're going to go left 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when I go ahead and draw my new figure, it should look the exact same. Oh, I forgot to put D prime. It should look the exact same as the figure we just drew. Sorry, the figure we just transformed. Notice those triangles look identical. It's just that this one was down here and then I moved it over to the top. I moved it over 3 and then up 8. So let's get my new coordinates. It looks like C is at -1. Positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like D prime is at 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 4. And then up 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4, 4. And it looks like E prime is over positive 1 and then up 1, 2, so 1, 2. In example 2, they asked us to do something, the exact same thing. They asked us to take xy and move it x plus 5, y plus 7. So again, we know that the plus means that we're going to go in the right direction, right 5. And I know that that plus 7 means I'm going to go up again, and this time 7. Well, watch what we can also do. This is one way, is that you can draw a graph and graph it. But another way we could do this is we could figure out what all the original points were. So I could take Q, and I could say Q is currently at -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and -1. I can look at R. R is currently at -1, -2, -3, up 1, so -3, 1. S is at +1, and then down, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And T is at -1, -2, -3, nope, sorry, I did that wrong, -1, -2, and then -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So -2, -7. I can take these points and I can just apply this formula to them. All the X values, we're gonna add 5 to them. All my Y values, I'm gonna add 7 to them. So if I look here, -6 plus 5 is -1. -3 plus 5 is +2. 1 plus 5 is +6. And -2 plus 5 is +3. That's going to be all my new X coordinates. My Y's, I'm gonna add 7, so -1 plus 7 is +6. 1 plus 7 is 8. -5 plus 7 is 2. And -7 plus 7 is 0. If I wanted to check my answers to make sure this worked, we could. So -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 8, 1, 2, and then 8 is gonna be all the way at the top. 6, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 2. And then 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, up 0. Take a look at this new figure. That looks exactly like the one we just came from. But now I've moved it right 5 and up 7. So both ways are acceptable. You just need to figure out which one works best for you. Is it going to be drawing the graph and counting it from the graph, or is it going to be learning the points? Ideally, learning the points is going to make things a lot quicker, because there's going to be a lot of problems that they just give you the points. So let's try that again. Let's do it with the points again. So I got let's start with, we got W first. W. So W is at +1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure we write all our points first. X is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 5. Y is at 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 0, so we're going to be at 4, 0. And then Z looks like it's at -1, and then up 1, 2. Again, look what our dilations are, our translations are. This one's -7, this one's -6. So let's apply that all the way down. 1 minus 7 is -6, -6. -7 and 6 is -1. -7 and 4 is -3. And -7 and -1, they're both negative, so it's going to get more negative, -8. Over on the Y side, -6 and 7 is +1. -6 and 5 is -1. -6 and 0 is -6. And -6 and 2 is -4. So those are going to be my points. Again, let's check it to make sure it looks right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1. -1, -1. -3, -6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And -8, -4, remember -8 goes all the way to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at that. Look at that beautiful shape that looks exactly like what we just did. Boom, boom, same thing. All right, taking a look at this second page, we have a couple more. This time they want us to actually come up with the rule ourselves. So they gave me the picture of it already graphed, and they said, determine what the symbolic form of this says trapezoid, of the triangle. Determine the symbolic form of the triangle below. Well, I've got this triangle, and you can see that we started at S, right? We always start at S, U, T. This is where I started. And then I'm translating it to S prime, U prime, T prime. You don't have to do every single point. As long as it works for one, it's going to work for all of them. So I'm just going to look at S. I can clearly see that this is moving to the left, and it looks like it's going to the left 1 unit. And then it looks like it's going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So left 1, down 5. Now, if you wanted to double check, you could. Look, left 1, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. T goes to T prime the same way. Here's U to U prime. Left 1, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's always going to be the same. So all we need to ask ourselves is, well, left 1, does that mean go positive 1 or negative 1? And we know that means negative 1. Taking a look at down 5, does that mean positive 5 or negative 5? Again, down is negative, so we'll put negative 5. So up here, we're just going to put X, Y. The horizontal movement goes with X, so remember that's our left and right movement, so I'm going to put that -1 right here. And my vertical movement, my up and down, goes with the Y, so I'll put my -5 there. So my symbolic form is X -1, Y -5. And taking a look at this last one right here, we're just going to go with B. I think B is the easiest to see. You can see B goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like 5 units. And then it's going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units again. So we went right 5, down 5. Okay, let's turn that into the symbols that we need. Right 5 means positive. Down 5 means negative. Remember, right and up mean positive, down and left mean negative. And so I have my X and my Y here. X, Y changes into X +5 and Y -5. Hopefully that will get you there. Hopefully that all makes a lot of sense. As always, if you need any help, please don't hesitate to reach out to your teachers and let us help you out through all of this. Best of luck. Happy transforming. See y'all later.